Fina is one of the best characters in Duet Night Abyss. She has so much that she brings to the table, whether you're using her as a main character or as a support. I'm telling you right now, she's going to go down as one of the best supporting characters in the game. With that said, what's good guys, CJ here, and welcome back to another DNA video. Today we're going to break down Fina, everything she offers, her skills, Intron, her weapon, which happens to be one of the best weapons I've seen in the game so far, and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's hop right in. So first off, we can see that she is going to be a Lumino character, and with that, she is going to focus around her sanity, skill range, skill duration, and skill efficiency. And even though it doesn't highlight it, you are going to be able to build a little bit of skill damage if you so desire. With that said, let's move on over to the skill and really look at what she has to offer. So first off, we have her skill 1. On a warm afternoon, deals lumino damage to enemies in front and reduces their movement speed. While Boisterous Tea Party is active, using this skill relocates the field to the user's position, expands its range to match Boisterous Tea Party, and increases its damage. So pretty simple. This is going to be her go-to basic skill, and it is pretty nice. Now, here we can see the sanity cost, the damage ratios, the damage dealt in Boisterous Tea Party, which is pretty nice, and the movement speed decrease duration, which also fares really well. Now, as you could see everything that these skills or, stats scale off of, so you guys know what to build on this character. Moving on over to the bread and butter of this kit, let the tea party begin. Creates a Boisterous Tea Party field in front of Fina. Boisterous Tea Party continuously consumes sanity and ends when the sanity drops to 0 or when this skill is held. So just from this, you already know, get your wings inspo ready because she is going to be a very, very sanity hungry character. You're going to want to build her for that sanity so she can keep up her Boisterous Tea Party and all that good stuff. During Boisterous Tea Party, using the skill again will switch the field effects in the order of the Tea Party guests: Nightingale, Hound, Unicorn, and Butterfly. Using the skill again outside the range of Boisterous Tea Party will relocate it to Fina's current location, which is going to be pretty good. You're going to be able to put the field where your Fina's at, allowing you to have a little bit more control of said field. Now let's talk about Boisterous Tea Party. Generates an elemental field of the type of the party guest: Nightingale for Hydro, Hound for Pyro, Unicorn for Electro, and Butterfly for Anemo. When the field appears or its element shifts, Fina and allies gain bonus elemental damage matching the field's type. While Boisterous Tea Party is active, the field also deals elemental damage to enemies within range every 2 seconds. So not only is her Boisterous Tea Party going to be able to be relocated with ease, but it's also going to give you a massive bonus elemental damage matching the field's type, and it's also going to deal damage to enemies within range. Now if we go right over here, you guys can see everything: the sanity cost per second, Boisterous Tea Party effect ratios, the DOT, the additional damage, and the additional damage duration. Pretty damn solid, okay? This is going to be her bread and butter, her Boisterous Tea Party. Moving on over to her passive, Bat Sorcerers Hate Sunlight. Grants bonus lumino damage that lasts throughout the battle. Each time on a warm afternoon is used, grants 6 stacks of Tailweaver's Quill. While Boisterous Tea Party is active, generates 1 stack of Tailweaver's Quill per second, up to 30 stacks, and Tailweaver's Quill deals additional lumino damage. Once again, you guys can see right here exactly what it does and what it scales off of. So pretty much from what we're seeing, she is going to be a character that is going to provide some very, very good buffs. She is going to provide some insane support, but it seems that she's also going to bring some interesting damage to the table. Looking at the passives, the first ones are going to be just skill range, pretty simple. We're going to have skill duration over here, and this one is interesting. To be continued. Using on a warm afternoon increases the user and allies' damage based on the number of Tailweaver's Quill stacks. So right here, the damage boost times the number of Tailweaver stacks. Pretty damn solid. Once again, another way that she's going to increase the user and allies damage. Not only are we going to have elemental damage buff, we're going to have all the other thing her Boisterous Tea Party does, but she's also going to increase our damage right over here, which is really damn nice. And now, her support ability that is only available when she's deployed as a combat partner is going to increase weapon damage for self and allies proficient in swords or assault rifles, which is pretty good. It's very specific to her and some other characters, but this is going to work pretty damn good. As you saw, she's going to offer a lot, but when I tell you guys, there is so much more that this character brings to the table, you guys are actually going to be shook. Not only in her kit, but her weapon. Her weapon is one of the best in the game. Moving on over to the Introns. First off, we have Intron 1. Targets granted the ability to deal additional elemental damage by Boisterous Tea Party gain an effect that increases their pen stats by 6% for each type of additional damage effect they possess. Once again, another way that she's going to enable you to deal more damage. She's going to increase their pen stats by 6% for each type of additional damage effect they possess. This is actually huge. This is actually huge on top of everything else she offers. Moving on over to her Intron 2, increases Max Tail Weaver's quill stacks to 45. Using on a warm afternoon grants 3 additional stacks, while Boisterous Tea Party is active, grants 1 extra stack per second. And this, once again, is going to synergize with the rest of her kit, allowing her to support us and deal damage even more. Now, we already know Intron 3, just give some levels. Intron 4, each stack of Tail Weaver's quill increases Fina's skill damage by 2% and skill range by 1%. Enabling her to support and deal damage even more. Very, very good Intron. Intron 5, you already know what it is. And Intron 6. During Boisterous Tea Party, when Fina deals weapon damage for each bonus effect the target is suffering, the crit chance of this attack is increased by 24%, and the elemental type of the damage is converted to the target's weakness type. That is actually massive. Converts the elemental type of the damage to the target's weakness type. That is huge, bro. I'm telling y'all, Fina's going to be doing some nutty stuff out here, ladies and gentlemen. She is a very interesting character because not only when you look at this unit do you see the insane potential for a crazy support unit, but she also has some things in her kit that kind of lead you to be able to build her as a DPS. Will she deal as much damage as dedicated DPS? Probably not, but can she deal some very good damage from what her kit is showing? The potential is there. Now let's move on over to her weapon. Now, when it comes to her weapon, we have the Dreamweaver's Feathering, guys. This weapon is so cracked. Skill range plus 30%, which is going to be pretty good for her. And when a Lumino character deals bonus damage, there is a 30% chance to grant allies 9% attack for 15 seconds up to 10 stacks. This is actually insane, ladies and gentlemen. 9% attack for 15 seconds up to 10 stacks. We're talking about an insane amount of attack percentage. We're talking about 90% attack percentage for 15 seconds once you get your stacks up. And she is going to be getting them stacks up really fast because first off, this is an assault rifle and it just synergizes very well with her kit. She is going to be getting those stats up very quickly. This reminds me of like Tabitha's weapon on a whole nother level. I think this is a much better weapon, but it's still along those lines where she's going to be buffing and providing a lot by simply just using it, which is absolutely insane. And when it comes to this weapon, from what I'm seeing, obviously you're going to want to build it with like crit chance, crit damage. The trigger probability is kind of low, so we'll have to see there. But other than that, the weapon looks absolutely insane. Keep in mind, guys, once she drops, I will be testing out builds live on stream. We will be seeing what her best demon wedges are. For now, I can tell you that you want to have your gold wings inspo as high as possible when she drops, because sanity is going to be the name of the game for her. Other than that, efficiency is also going to be very good on her. I would say either duration, range, and skill damage. Those are going to be the other things you want to work for. But for now, I can guarantee that sanity, efficiency are going to be very good. And then other than that, we'll have to see depending on her best optimized build. I'm looking to build her as a support for my Lady Niffle, but I will also be trying her as a DPS, considering I already have some pretty interesting wedges on my Lady Niffle. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think of this character in the comment section below. I hope you don't lose your 50... Oh, never mind. We don't have that in this game. Have a great day, everybody. I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.